Safe to say that you feel like Kendrick, he won the battle?
Absolutely. Well, yes, but probably who really won the battle? Universal Music Group. They're both they're both signed to Universal in some kind of way.
In the hip-hop world, where authenticity and cultural respect are paramount, using certain language can spark intense debates. Today, we're diving into one of those fiery discussions as Lord Jamar, a respected voice in the rap community, shares his unfiltered thoughts on whether it's cringe-worthy to hear Drake, a global superstar with a diverse heritage, say the N-word. But could it be a breach of cultural respect or an accepted norm in today's music scene? Buckle up, because this conversation isn't just about a word, it's about identity, cultural boundaries, and the ever-evolving landscape of hip-hop. Let's unpack this controversy and see where the lines are drawn. But before that, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's dive deeper. N-words are meant for the street guys, black dudes who are the real niggers. Interestingly, Lord Jamar shared in an interview that he had never actually seen Drake use the N-words. But based on what Kendrick said, he didn't hear Drake say he couldn't use that word. Instead, Drake mentioned that it feels cringeworthy when he uses it. Lord Jamar confirmed hearing that and agreed, emphasizing that it is indeed cringe-worthy. Why is it so uncomfortable? Because Drake doesn't speak like a person from that background. According to Lord Jamar, Drake adopts various accents. There's Jamaican Drake, British Drake, a regular white Jewish Drake, and then Atlanta Drake. He even has a Toronto version because of the unique slang there. All these different Drakes pop up, but when listening closely, his real way of talking seems more neutral. It's like he's saying, yeah, you know, and that seems to be his authentic voice. This whole situation reveals how Drake shifts his accents and styles depending on the context. Lord Jamar points out that this inconsistency makes it awkward and uncomfortable when he tries to use certain words that don't align with his true way of speaking. This chameleon-like behavior of Drake, where he switches between different personas, brings to light an intriguing aspect of his personality and public image. It raises questions about authenticity and the lengths to which someone will go to fit into different cultural molds. The conversation about Drake's various accents and the resulting cringeworthy moments when he uses specific words offers a deeper look into how artists navigate their identities in the music industry. Imagine someone talking about investing their stocks in a 401k to let them mature nicely, using sophisticated language in a polished tone. Then suddenly, when it's time to record a track, the voice changes dramatically. It becomes Sean with a twang, throwing around slang and trying to sound streetwise. It's like night and day, this transformation in how Drake speaks. This switch in accents and personas never really stood out until Kendrick mentioned it. That's when it became clear just how cringeworthy it can be. Lord Jamar's observation highlighted something intriguing, the accents that Drake adopts and how uncomfortable it is. Drake gets away with it partly because his father is black. However, he didn't grow up with his father. He was raised by his white mother in a white neighborhood. This background makes the shift in his speech more noticeable. If he had grown up in a black neighborhood, surrounded by black family and friends, using that kind of slang might be more natural. But for Drake, it seems like he only started using this particular vernacular when he began rapping. The conversation reveals a deeper layer about authenticity in the music industry. Drake's ability to switch between different accents and styles, whether it's a sophisticated investor or a streetwise rapper, raises questions about genuine identity versus constructed personas. This duality makes listeners wonder about the real person behind the music. This change in Drake's speech patterns when recording highlights the pressures artists face to fit into certain cultural molds. It also makes listeners think about the nature of authenticity in an industry where image often takes precedence. The way Drake's voice shifts depending on the context invites scrutiny and curiosity. But what does it mean for an artist to stay true to themselves? How do these shifts in persona affect their public image and relationship with their audience? The whole situation, as pointed out by Kendrick and elaborated on by Lord Jamar, offers a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of identity in the music world. It challenges fans to look beyond the surface and question the authenticity of the personas presented by their favorite artists. Remember when he was saying, "I hate these guys. I'm not like these other guys with the error." He was emphasizing, hey, I'm Jewish just like you. Don't lump me in with them. That's how he sounded. It was almost like a plea for acceptance, trying to differentiate himself from others. Lord Jamar says the question is, was this always cringeworthy, or did it only become apparent later? It's likely it always felt uncomfortable, but people might not have noticed because they mostly heard his music on the radio rather than his actual speech. His songs are undeniably catchy. That's something that can't be denied. But when he speaks, especially around white audiences or on platforms like Saturday Night Live, he really tries to distance himself from other rappers. It's like he's saying, I'm different. I'm not like the rest. There was a clip of him with Rosenberg, where Rosenberg mentioned how big he was going to be in the Jewish community. This moment highlights his constant effort to fit in and be accepted by different groups. He switches his persona depending on the audience, which can come across as inauthentic. The way he changes his speech and behavior to appeal to different crowds brings up interesting questions about identity and authenticity in the music industry. It's clear he has a talent for making catchy music, but these shifts in how he presents himself can be jarring. This behavior shows the lengths some artists will go to in order to be accepted by various groups. It also makes listeners wonder about the true person behind the public persona. This phenomenon isn't just about one artist. It's a broader reflection of the pressures that come with fame. Artists often feel the need to adapt to different environments, which can lead to moments that feel disingenuous or cringeworthy. Drake's case is a perfect example of this, where his attempts to fit in with different cultures sometimes backfire, making people question his authenticity. According to Lord Jamar, Drake once said, "Do you know how big I'm going to be?" The response was like, "Yeah, man, they already told me. I've got the blessing. The Illuminati's not. Wink, wink. You're about to be the man." And fast forward to now, he's one of the biggest rappers out there. Yasin Bey once remarked that Drake's music is like background music at Target, catchy, but lacking depth and substance. This statement resonates even more now, as Drake's fame continues to soar. His tracks are undeniably popular, but some argue they don't offer much beyond being catchy tunes. However, when Yasin Bey made that comment, he was wearing a skirt. This choice of attire undermined his message. It's hard to criticize someone for not being real while doing something that's perceived as equally inauthentic. The impact of his words was lost because of his outfit. Despite this, Yasin Bey's critique raises an interesting point about the nature of mainstream music. Drake's songs are everywhere, playing in the background of stores, parties, and countless other settings. They're designed to be instantly likable and easy to listen to, but this often comes at the cost of deeper meaning and lasting impact. This brings up a larger conversation about what people want from their music. Lord Jamar believes that some listeners crave songs with profound lyrics and emotional depth, while others just want something that sounds good and makes them feel good in the moment. Drake excels at the latter, creating tracks that are perfect for radio play and social media, but might not stand the test of time in terms of lyrical substance. Drake's rise to fame, aided by strategic branding and mass appeal, highlights the evolving landscape of the music industry. Success today often means crafting a persona that can appeal to a wide audience, even if it means sacrificing some authenticity. This balancing act between staying true to oneself and achieving commercial success is something many artists grapple with. Yasin Bey, also known as Mos Def, is recognized as an outstanding rapper and a talented actor. His movies often go underrated, but they are genuinely powerful and impactful. Interestingly, speaking of impactful artists, Kendrick Lamar comes to mind. Is it possible to be both conscious and profitable in the music industry, especially when signed to a major label? This question is crucial. Although Yasin Bey's career hasn't reached the level of profitability seen by some mainstream artists, so he can't speak from personal experience. However, he does reflect on the sacrifices and choices involved in reaching that level of success. Looking at artists like Kendrick Lamar, who wears symbolic outfits like a crown and bell-bottoms, it raises questions about the compromises one might make to maintain both consciousness and profitability. The image an artist portrays can sometimes conflict with their personal values and authenticity. Lord Jamar suggests that wearing certain outfits or adopting particular personas might be necessary to achieve mainstream success. Yet, for some, these choices might feel uncomfortable or inauthentic. Kendrick Lamar's ability to stay true to his message while navigating the pressures of fame and industry expectations is indeed remarkable. His crown and unique fashion choices symbolize his commitment to his roots and messages, even as he operates within the mainstream music scene. According to Lord Jamar, this discussion brings to light the ongoing struggle many artists face, balancing authenticity with commercial success. It's a tightrope walk between staying true to one's message and adapting to the demands of the industry. Kendrick Lamar's example shows that it is possible, but it requires a delicate balance and a strong sense of self. Lord Jamar's reflections highlight the complexities of the music industry, where profitability often demands certain sacrifices. The journey of artists like Kendrick Lamar offers inspiration and insight into navigating these challenges while staying true to one's core values. This conversation emphasizes the importance of authenticity in a world where commercial success can sometimes overshadow true artistry. Meanwhile, Lord Jamar discussed the rarity of conscious rappers achieving mainstream success. He pointed out that Chuck D and KRS-One were among the last to truly embody that conscious vibe while being profitable. Public Enemy stands out as a prime example. They managed to be super profitable because they had a significant white audience that loved their music. Interestingly, the same phenomenon occurred with Brand Nubian, who also had a strong following among white listeners. However, they didn't face the same industry hurdles as Public Enemy. Public Enemy's success wasn't without its challenges. Professor Griff, known for his outspoken nature, had to be removed due to controversial remarks, particularly his comments about the Jewish community. Griff's raw honesty made him too real for the mainstream, leading to his departure from the group. This move highlights how the industry often struggles with artists who speak too freely, pushing boundaries that the mainstream isn't ready to accept. Lord Jamar also mentioned the complex relationship between profitability and authenticity in the music industry. While some groups like Public Enemy manage to balance both, it's not a common feat. Many artists either conform to industry standards to achieve success or maintain their authenticity at the cost of mainstream profitability. The discussion then touched on the broader implications of this dynamic. The music industry often pressures artists to fit a particular mold, leading to a loss of genuine expression. The success of groups like Public Enemy and the challenges faced by figures like Professor Griff illustrate the ongoing tension between staying true to one's message and achieving commercial success. This conversation invites a deeper look into the music industry's landscape, where profitability and authenticity are often at odds. Public Enemy's journey offers a glimpse into the potential for conscious artists to succeed, but it also underscores the difficulties they face. The industry's treatment of outspoken figures like Professor Griff reveals the limits of mainstream acceptance and the sacrifices artists must make to stay true to their values. Guys, do you think it's cringe-worthy to hear Drake say the nigger words? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Then, check out this next video if you don't know why all hip-hop stars will never like Drake. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video!